Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. How's everybody doing? Hope everybody's doing fine. Hope you had a good week. And TGIF, thank God it's Friday. Now, with that being said, this is going to be another episode of Late Night Rambles. Okay, like I said before, I'm a night driver, and right now I'm just waiting. So since I have some free time, here I am. It's about 1 o'clock, 1:15 in the morning, and excuse me. I was watching something on TV earlier, and it gave me this topic idea. And I was watching this show, and in the show, the gentleman was in the military, and he met a girl, and they started dating, and casually dating at first, and then they kind of fell in love. Now, throughout their short relationship, he had got deployed and had a few close calls with deaths while he's over at I can't remember the top of my head what country he was in. Was it Iran, Afghanistan, somewhere over there in the Middle East? And he had a close call with death. And at one point, he thought his military career was over, but it wasn't. He had to go to physical therapy and this, that, and the third. And throughout their relationship, he had to get deployed on special assignments and stuff like that. And I guess she couldn't deal with it because he was gone for periods of time, and then when he come home, they're together for a little while, he had to go back again, and so on and so forth. And then when he had that close call with death and came back home stateside, didn't know if he's going to be able to be in the military anymore, so on and so forth, and she kind of said their relationship was too much. She couldn't deal with it. Okay, I guess it was more than what she bargained for, and she pretty much gave him an ultimatum, and she wanted him to choose between his career and their relationship. And so that brought me to this topic for tonight. Okay, should a person change their career because they fall in love with somebody, and their career is very dangerous and that person can't deal with it? Should they change their career for that person, or should they just let that person go? That's the question of the night. Okay, my take on it is no, they shouldn't let their career go, because if you met a person, if you're already in that career when you met that person, and they decide to get involved, they already knew what your job entails. Well, what the details were and what was going to happen and so on and so forth. They already knew that already. Now, it was up to them from the beginning to sit there and say, well, you know what, I don't want to pursue a relationship with a person like that because I know the risk that's involved. You know what I mean? Or sometimes people don't realize what is involved until they actually get into a relationship. Then, you say, okay, well, you know what? I think this is not working out for me. I think we should go our separate ways, and you explain it to them. But you don't give a person an ultimatum. You understand what I'm saying? And you know what? That kind of happened to me back in my early 20s when when I first got into trucking. I told the story before. Back in my early 20s, right after high school, when I first got into trucking, the person I was with at the time pretty much gave me an ultimatum. I had to choose trucking or her, because me being gone for whole long periods of time, she couldn't take it, and when I did come home, it was nothing but stress and grief and aggravation. On the phone we were arguing, and so on and so forth. And as a truck driver, your mind and your focus has got to be clear. You can't be worried about what's going on at home. You understand what I'm saying? That can't be on your mind. Of course, there's going to be things that's going to happen, and you're going to hear about the things that's going to happen, but you can't let that take you off focus off what you need to be doing, because you need to be focused on that road. And she pretty much gave me an ultimatum, and I was in between. I'm like, I love her, but don't want to give up this career for her. And, it was a real tough time. But then what ended up happening is she ended up getting pregnant with our son. And then from that point, it was definitely a no-brainer for me to get out of trucking and do what I need to do. I wasn't expected to get out as long as I did, because once I got out, it was pretty much about 9-10 years before I got back into trucking, before I actually got into a truck. Yeah, about maybe 8-9 years later, something like that, when I got back in the truck. When I actually met my wife, she was very supportive, and she knew how bad I wanted to be in a truck all those years. You know what I mean? Because I explained it to her, and I told her, and she's like, well, you know what? It's unfair. That's why I want to make you choose that and put you in that situation. And she says, furthermore, all this time we've been together, I'm getting tired of hearing you complain about how you want to get back in the truck, and so on and so forth. So that's what I did. I ended up eventually getting back into a truck. And I drove OTR for a solid 10 years. And then I went local. And I've been local these few years. So here I am. So that's my question. And it doesn't even have to be trucking related, okay? It's just, no matter what the relationship is, it could be military, truck driver, airplane pilot, law enforcement, firefighter, any of those dangerous jobs. You know what I mean? The guys who clean the skyscrapers, the window cleaners on the skyscrapers, any of those type of dangerous jobs, or excuse me, should I say careers, should that person give up their career when they had their career before they met that person, and then they met a person and fall in love? Should they give up their career because the person can't handle it? What are your thoughts? What would you do? Let me know in the comment section below. Would you be willing to sacrifice that career for that individual and give it up and say, let me try something new? Or would you say, screw it, you know what? I can find somebody else to fall in love with. Even though I'm in love with this person, it's going to hurt for a while. I can find somebody else and move on. And then I'm going to go live their life and find somebody else. What would you do? Let me know down below. It's your boy G-Man the Trucker. Have a blessed night. And take care of yourself and enjoy your weekend. Peace. God bless. Stay safe.